Some public school teachers can be quite judgmental, especially when they find out that their students are using drugs. They would be like, wow, you're into this? I will flog you. But that approach towards students doesn't really encourage them to tell you things. You need to earn their trust and also keep it to get them to tell you about their substance use.
People generally can be judgmental, and teachers in public school most especially, have this perception about students. Confidentiality is one of the crux of this club. We need these students to know that we are people you can trust. We need to earn their trust as well. We are your big brothers, we are your friends.
Students don't like when teachers speak, hear, or gossip about their bad behaviors. And most teachers do that a lot.
My name is Kalista Okosisi, a graduate of Theatre and Film Studies from University of Nigeria and Nsukka. I am a teacher. After acquiring my second degree, I spent time looking for a job but couldn't find any. Then I turned to teaching under the federal government initiative, Empower. Due to my passion and love for teaching, my then principal recommended me through the Lagos State Education District 3 for the British Council Connecting Classroom training. Meanwhile, I had no prior background in education or training whatsoever, so the training recommendation was of immense help to me. At the British Council Connecting Classroom training, the facilitator shared some videos about different projects, and I was most inspired by a project of some students who tried to teach their age and illiterate parents on how to read. This got me brooding that I could actually find a solution to the problem of poor performance amongst my students. I used the strategy I was taught to monitor and build relationship with my students, and it was true that I found out about their substance use. I formed a group immediately, a group of school prefects who could use their influence to stop the issue of substance abuse among the students. But then, we move on to students who used to be into substance abuse and have stopped and have now become the ambassadors of anti-substance abuse. They are the ones we then form the anti-substance abuse club.
It has helped me as a person and other members of the group to break the addiction and to become the ambassador of the group.
I have a good behavior now. I behave good to someone. The time I joined this group, I learned something. I learned good things about something, about people, what is good and what is right.
The project has actually helped in reducing the intake of substance abuse among the victims. The victims have also gained insight into how substance abuse can pose a threat to their learning and health. The project has also created awareness, and the students have learned a lot about substance use. The parents who, on the other side, have been very, very supportive, although at first they didn't want to consider or even admit that their children were abusing substances.
We've seen tremendous changes in most of the students that we started with. Those who were into drugs, they've given it up. They are no longer into drugs. Some of them who were even into cultism, they are no longer there. They are now good students. Some of them are even they are with some of the religious organizations within the school.
Attendance to school generally has been epileptic due to the pandemic, and getting in contact with some of the students has been relatively difficult. Because of the pandemic, I'm still trying to figure out how things would work. But I'm reaching out to other schools so that the club can be established there too, not just in Lagos, but in other states as well, having in mind that the issue of substance abuse is not only applicable to Lagos schools, it is something that is affecting schools in other states. And that is why I'm open to collaborating with other teachers. If you as a teacher have your suspicions and want to start up the anti-substance abuse club in your school, I am open to collaborating with you. Together we can put an end to these manias and create a better future for our students.